Hey, it's Mike with PriceActionTradingSystem.com. And it's Monday, it's November 2nd. We're starting another new month. We wrapped up October now and starting November. Hope you had a great trading day in October, and hopefully you'll have an even better one in November. And if it wasn't so good in October, just keep working on it in November, and hopefully you'll get better this month. That's how this thing works. Anybody expects to come out and trade and be profitable right out of the gate, even probably within a year, is probably a pipe dream. It will not happen um, unless you get lucky, and then it won't be consistent and it won't last. So it takes a while to learn this, and it takes a while to get the experience that you need even after you learn it. So don't rush it. But anyway, an easy day today. It was all uphill, and notice how right into the 2 o'clock hour it was all uphill. And then we hit the upper side. What we had was we had a spike in the channel, but this is a little bit steep. This is more your 45-degree angle, and that's what will happen a lot of times. You'll level off, and you'll get to a more natural 45-degree angle. And we just had a two-tiered channel here. It wasn't clear it was two-tiered till we worked on through right here. And then once we started heading higher, you're looking for a measured move that's equal to this first one right here, and you can see that's a nice equal two-tiered channel there, and you can see it coming into giving resistance here and then giving support here before it pushed on through. Now we're kind of finding support near the low side again. So nice trading day. um, Again, easy day. It's all uphill. Just draw your trend lines, and really you only needed the EMA really for most of the regular trading session until maybe about lunchtime, and then it accelerated at lunch and went straight on up. And these are the kind of days you can catch one of these early ones and be done. Uh, it doesn't look like a strong trend, but when you see a lot of little small bars and a lot of dojis, and they just keep on going and keep on going, you just have to look for a reason to get in. You won't get perfect second entry setups a lot. You'll still get some, but they won't be near as often. And you just have to look for the failed second entry shorts and the traps and the bounce off the trend lines, and you just have to go with them and trust them. And again, it looks like this. You can see these same kind of trends to the downside. Lots of real small bars, lots of dojis, and they just keep going down, 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 just like this one kept going up, 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 up. And you don't want to try to counter trend trade in these days. If you do, you'll make a huge mistake and you'll get burned, and um, it doesn't come back. So again, we did hit 2100 today, and so we'll see if we can push any higher, if we're going to back up some first. But this was a nice trend day. Real quickly, we continue to have a little problems with the beeps and the blips in the videos. People have suggested stuff. I've tried my cell phone. I don't keep my cell phone in the room anymore. I've tried my wireless landline. It's not that. I don't know if it's something in the area here, another coming from one of the other office buildings or units around nearby here, or what it is, but it comes and goes. So, but there's something interfering, and I apologize for it. We're trying to work it out and figure it out. But I did a little test tonight before I started it. I didn't hear one beep. So let's hope that there's no beeps going on as I do this, because there's no way to take them out, and I know they can be distracting, and I don't have time to redo the video for another 30 minutes and not know if it's going to work again anyway. So we'll continue to try to resolve the problem, and in the meantime, I apologize, and maybe we'll get it straightened out here. But as of the little test tonight, no beeps. But let me show you this. This was the first move up. So this was the first multi-leg correction really right here in this spiking channel. And so measure from the low to the high, and then bring that over to the low of the correction, and that would be what I would look for a measured move. You see, we didn't quite get there, but that's because the two-tiered channel was not quite. We came real close. I'd say we got to 2100, and it's 2102, so we missed it by about 2.5 points. But that's because of the two-tiered channel. We were meeting the resistance across the upper side of that channel. And the way I found this upper side is I just copied this line, I drew it up right in here. Originally I had it right in here. And when we went higher, you say, hey, it's probably going to be a measured move, and you move up a measured amount, an equal amount to this one. You know, I'll see people move their line up like this and like this, but and you know, you can see that those two are not equal. If you got it right, they're going to be equal distance, and you can see that's it right about there. We actually touched the upper side, had a correction, which was a break of this shorter term. It's a little small one right here that's so strong. Moved to a new high, and then we sold off from there. And that was into the 2 o'clock hour, so I didn't mark anything after that. But let's back out, talk about the trades. There weren't a lot of them today, but the ones that were there were pretty good trades. Let's see here. This is basically a double bottom, so you can count this as this single spot as a low. Get rid of you got a first entry, pull back second entry. As a failed second entry short, it's 2 attempts to go lower. Just go long right there, and that's a fairly bullish bar. Go long right there. Quick, easy move. Pulls back, gives you a breakout, pull back long, confirms this channel on the spiking channel, and got a nice bullish bar. Go long right there. Takes off. Any runners? You should have, depending on how you entered this, you probably could have had a runner, and you could have ridden this thing. My first target would have been like so. And that is a perfect measured move to where we found that high. And then you get the correction, and then it's a two-legged correction, and then we continued on again. So, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. That would have been my first goal right there. And if you see that, you know, you might have even considered entering on some of these others. I think you're better off to wait, especially if you caught a runner down here. Just ride that runner out. Don't Rather than risking another entry there, just ride that runner out. And once you hit the upper side, maybe exit here. If you want to go the measured move, it went right to the tick, but that doesn't always happen. So you got to be real careful. And there's support right across here. You can see that. And we pulled back. Get this out of the way because there is, notice this pullback, first entry, pullback. There is a second entry right there. And this one's a little tricky because it does look like a good setup. But the only thing that I can show you, and this just takes experience, notice how we'd already touched up here, which usually brings us back to a correction. And we didn't get there here. So that generally means you're either going to come up short that much or you're going to overshoot it that much. And we actually overshot it and got the break here. So, but otherwise, if your chart looked like this, you could have gotten sucked into this thing long here. And if you had, you would have got stopped out, only to see it turn and go straight up to make the new high. So that one's a little tricky. Hopefully your chart was not as tricky looking as mine, but if it was, it's a chance you got caught there. But the only, well, I take that back. There is another. There's a channel working there, and you can see it. And there's no break and retest yet. So, but a lot of times you don't get a retest in these strong trends. But you can see it's starting to kind of slow down. It didn't go much higher there. You had a lower high. But the real key to what would keep me a little, or make me a little concerned, is the fact that we didn't touch the upper side here. So we're probably going to overshoot it on this side that much. We did make the double bottom there and bounced, and so I liked it at that point because now you probably trap people to the short side and off it goes. And this was a nice little move up. And now we got a new high, so now you got to be real careful. So notice what happens. You make a new low, pull back, first entry, pull back. There's that dreaded failed second entry short. All the people trying to catch, pick the tops. Go long right there. And it actually hesitated a second and pulled back and made a little lower high. Never made a lower low. So I'm not adverse to adding on there. This is one of those times where I like to add on and double up. And so you could add on right there. Because now you tried to go lower once, twice, 3 times and failed every time. So now you got a new high, you get another correction, pull back first entry, pull back second entry, it fails. There's that failed second entry short again, go long right there. And actually it pulls back and gives you another bar right there. So again, it's a repeat pattern. So if you wanted to add on right there, I'm okay with it. So we'll mark it too. I don't like it as your as an only entry, but if you uh, actually, I'd be okay with re-entering right there because it's the same thing. You tried to go lower 3 times, um, and it failed every time. That you're likely going higher, and there's a little breakout pullback along there, but I don't like that bar. It's not a good signal bar. It's really close to the highs, which it doesn't. You're not so concerned about the highs on a day like this because if you are, you're never going to get an entry because it never pulls back enough. Um, So then you get a breakout pullback long, but I think you're better off to wait on this one where you get the double bottom right across here. You can see that little double bottom. It bounces right off of it, break above that. And you might use a limit order there. You could have gotten filled a tick or so back in that bar coming back here. And it takes on off. I don't like this one because that's you got 3 bars stacked up there. That is a doji. It's closed right in the center, 1 bar trading range. So there's a chance it could break higher there and pull back again. So I don't like that one. But then you get the failed second entry short right here. It doesn't really tick lower, but you can treat it like that. It bounces right off. It kind of you almost really confirm the trend line, this trend line right here. But I liked it when it tested it multiple times there and then made a big bullish bar. It's a little bit aggressive, so I'm going to mark it green. But you can't hardly get in these trades if you don't trade that way. And then look, it gives you another one right here. Breaks higher, backs up just a little bit, and then rockets off again. And by this time, if you're seeing this, you're probably thinking, hey, this is like a midline. We may be going higher, but the main thing is, but this time I'm playing the shorter term one, and that gives you another clue that, hey, that maybe this is just a midline and not the upper side. So it's a little bit aggressive, but it pushes through, pulls back, tests it, and goes higher. And those are both what I consider a little more aggressive trades. They're borderline being blue because of the type day it is. Um, but they're still a little aggressive. You're going high, you're going long at the highs of the days, and that can often burn you. It can be dangerous. But if you get a day like this and you want to enter, you don't have any other option. Look at it, it's just going straight up. But hopefully, if you saw that trend line and you recognize what's going on, then I'm okay with being a little aggressive on those. But again, they're not blue; they're aggressive trades. So. But even without those, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there's 9 good trades there. So, and if you caught a couple of these, you caught runners, and you can ride them a little bit too. So, people always ask me about runners. I don't have specific rules about runners because the runner part is more specific. It's more personality driven. And some people like to only make 1 or 2 trades and hang on to them and try to get as much as they can out of them. I still think you should do the scalp and run type deal to make sure you don't have a loser. But some people like to hold on to a runner and let it go and see, and gamble with it a little bit. And, by doing that, sometimes you're going to have some really good trades. But that doesn't fit my personality well. I struggle with that. I'm more of the type that I like. I'm pretty good at picking the entries, so I like to go ahead and take my money. I can't stand to like enter here and watch myself get 2 or 3 points and then watch it come back and take it all over again, even though it ends up going much higher. It just doesn't fit my personality. I like to exit up here where you expect it to back up, let it back up, and then I look for a new entry and do it all over again. And that way I don't give my money back, because sometimes you give your money back and it doesn't come back, and you gave all your money back. And, for whatever reason, that does not fit my personality. I'm more the get my little bit while it's there and get out, and look for another entry. But some people, that's not their personality. So I don't, I don't really have a specific way to exit. Um, Other than going ahead and scalping out. And, if you want to be a full-time scalper, you can do this. It pays better to hold runners, but if you want to just be a full-time scalper at work, you can, if you're good enough at it, you can just be a scalper. So go with what fits your personality, and hold trades if that works better for you, or exit, be scalp out completely, or scalp and do the runners. Just do what works best for you. But for me, I'm just telling you the way I like to do it is exit at the logical places where it's going to get a bigger correction, or it's going to reverse, or whatever. And that's the measured moves, the top of the channels, the midlines, those kind of things. So I hope that makes sense. But anyway, not much else we can say about today. And I'm going to wrap it up, and we'll call it a day, and we'll be back again to do it tomorrow. Hope you had a good day. We'll be back again to do it this time tomorrow. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.